Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Ben here with the Oddcast and our guest, Christian Case.
What up, what up?
The biggest man west of the Virgin River. Yeah, let's get into it. What?
West of
the
Virgin River.
Wow.
You said the biggest man. Where's the Virgin River? Are we on the east side of it?
West side of it.
Are you sure?
It's the one that runs through the middle of town, like out in Washington. Well, I mean, we might be on the east side of it. I
Don't
know.
look at me. I don't
know my cardinal directions very well. So
West is that way.
how do you just know that?
I'm smart. I know things.
Oh, okay.
Because north is Pine Valley, and then west is towards Gunlock.
Oh,
Isn't Pine Valley
northeast?
this way?
Oh, it
No,
might
Pine
be.
Valley. That way.
I really don't think it matters which way Pine Valley
I'm
is.
lost.
Christian's all like, man, what did I sign
It's
up
gonna
for?
matter when people watch
Yeah,
this
I
on
didn't know
their
there was going to be a
screens.
pop quiz on freaking cardinal
Like,
directions.
Anyways, guys, as Ben said before, we got Christian Case. You've heard about him on the podcast many times. We've shouted your name out.
Probably seen him trying to walk through doorways,
yeah.
but he can only do it sideways. So
He usually just has to bust through them. But anyways, Christian, how you doing? Explain yourself to the audience.
what do you do? Who are you?
Yes.
All right. Well, like they said, I'm Christian. Christian Case. I've been. I guess my main things. I've been working out for 12 years now. I started when I was 10 years old.
That's
Haven't missed a
impressive.
day since I started. It's kind of been cruising. I love
That's
it.
like the line from Central Intelligence where the Rock's like, I've never missed a day of working out.
Wait,
Ever.
I just
all
want
it
to hear
takes.
what you say. That explain not missing a day, because there's been times I'll let you explain, but where it's in the middle of the night, you're like, I did.
Yeah. So, obviously, life happens, work happens, whatever happens. If I'm traveling, if I'm sick, if I'm hurt or whatever, I don't always get the opportunity to make it to the gym. But, if that doesn't happen, it's always push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, whatever I can do.
Yeah.
That's never changed.
Even on Christmas?
Yes, sir.
Dang,
Man.
son.
That's true. I can testify. We went to Hawaii with each other two times.
Mm.
And one of the times, the first time we went, we're at my beach house. I'm about to go to bed. I just hear, I'm like, what the
Not
freak
what
is
you
going
think.
on?
you look over.
I
Christian
looked
has a
down.
stab wound. You're like,
I looked down. Homeboy's doing push-ups, sit-ups, everything. And I was just like, dude, there's no one to impress here. I'm literally shirtless, fat hanging out. I don't get it.
it's that reminds me of that meme, but a Squidward where it's "Pff," and then it's and you're like, I'm so lazy.
Dude,
So that's Christian. He's "Pff, I gotta work out. I gotta lift.
is that just how do you get in the mindset of doing that? Because a lot of people, I would say most people kind of dread it, getting up and doing that.
Yeah,
You find fun
yeah.
out of that.
That's kind of it right there. You gotta find a way to enjoy the suck, sort of. There's a lot of people that talk about things like that and have similar sayings, but it's got to be self-motivating. If you're going to be doing something for years upon years upon years every single day, and you know that tomorrow you're going to get up and do it again, and tomorrow you're going to get up and do it again and again and again, and you got to get excited about that
At
fact.
least enjoy it, yeah.
Yeah, that's what's fun about it. The results are cool, but for me, it's doing it that I enjoy. That's what's fun. It's proving that I can. It's pushing my limits every day. That's what's so cool about it to me is I can track it from week to week, and I can see I did this week, and then I did this much more this week, and that's something to be proud of, if nothing else.
So for you, is the improvement in the journey more rewarding than the results?
Oh yeah, for sure. If I was blind, if there was nobody else left on the planet, I would still be in the gym every day. It's
That's
about
so
doing
intense.
it.
Yeah.
That's so right. I feel like not a lot of people look at it that way. They don't look at it as in because most people, and I am guilty of this, back in high school all the time, I come up with the worst excuses not to go with this kid. All the time. He'd always
hold
be
on,
like,
hold on.
Tanner,
Back in high school.
Yeah,
High school wasn't last week, Tanner.
I've been going to the gym.
I mean, you
every
kind of
day.
right,
I've been
Christian.
killing
You
it.
kind of
You
right.
know that.
No, you have.
No.
You have for sure.
No, seriously though, like literally after school, I'd be just tired, just want to chill, and Christian would always text me, "You ready for the gym?" And I was like, my grandma needs me. And like that's the
the
joke
best
we
one.
always make. Like,
My grandma needs help getting something down.
I promise. Like three out of
I did that one time.
3 out of those like 90 excuses were like valid. So that's literally insane. So if you guys haven't already noticed, we had Christian on. We're having Christian on to talk about fitness and his journey in it, and just kind of like what it's been like for you. How has it changed your life in a positive way or in a negative way? Like, I kind of want to hear your journey with that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's, positives are it's healthy, it's a good outlet. It's a good, whatever you're feeling, if you're happy, sad, lonely, depressed, angry, mad, whatever it is, like the gym's going to make you feel better afterwards. You know what I mean? So that's always good. But there's some negatives for sure. It's hard. You guys know as my friends, there's lots of times that I just say, sorry, I haven't hit the gym today. I can't come to dinner. I can't come hang out. I got to do what I got to do,
It's funny because you say can't, but it's not that you can't. It's that you won't.
Yeah, right.
Like
true.
you're choosing not to. It's not like
it's true.
but like you've made it such a priority.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's
Just
so it's like,
that's how.
and
it
so
is.
it's like, I guess when you say you can't, like you actually can't, because this is like a commitment you've made to
how you
yourself.
prioritize the time.
That's interesting.
That's been top priority. What I was gonna say too. I'm married. I got a wife. Like, there's a lot of times. I'm working. I'll work 10, 15 hours sometimes, and then I'll have to go to the gym after that. And it's like, I'm sorry. Like, sorry, babe. I can't see you until it's 11:30 at night, and it's like I'm already passing out because I have no energy left. And that's
And
sacrifice she deals with. And
what do you do all day for work before you go lift?
yeah. I work for a moving company. I move
So he
furniture all day.
So you lift all day.
Yeah.
That's what a trooper Bailey is.
Oh,
Bailey
she really is.
Christian's
She's
wife.
the best.
I've talked to plenty of the guys, because Christian and I work together for the same moving company, and I've talked to some of the other coworkers, and they're like, so like Christian's married, but then he goes directly to the gym. Like, how does his wife let him do that? And I'm like, I don't know.
She's
like,
just the best. She's just great.
what a trooper.
Yeah. A
She
big
knew what
thing
she was
is
signing
like
up
it's
for.
as
It's not
weird
like
as
you
it is
weren't
to
going to
say
the gym while you were
sometimes, like
dating.
yeah, right. She's obviously the number one priority no matter what. Like, she's obviously takes precedence over anything, but
Yeah.
She supports you.
yeah,
Like, that's
she's
huge.
supportive, and that's huge, and that's I know plenty of guys that would love to go to the gym as much as I do, and they just they say they would love to go to the gym as much as I do, and they just can't, because that's not
For
the priorities that they
whatever
have. Their
Yeah.
their significant other, for understandable reasons, wants to spend time with them.
Yeah, I think
So, yeah.
that's the hardest thing is, like, at least for me, is setting aside the time to go to the gym. Like, it's not being there and putting in the work. It's actually making time for it, just because everyone's
Yeah.
schedule is so busy.
Yeah. Also, another thing, you look at if you sit there and add up all the time most people spend watching Netflix
Yeah.
a day or sitting on their phone a day, that's more than enough time to go to the gym.
True.
That's more than enough time.
And like,
Yeah.
it's so funny because in the past, like I had said, I'd come up with excuses. Christian is the last person to come up with an excuse too. You know what I mean?
He's got a broken leg. He's still in there, man.
Like,
real,
seriously, like he said, we work sometimes 15-hour days, and then I will be ready to go home, and Christian will say, "Tanner, are you coming to the gym today?" And like sometimes I'll surprise him and I'll actually show up. But like
My
other
grandma.
other times I won't. But like when I am showing up after a 15-hour workday, the most motivating thing that Christian says is, "Who else is doing this?"
Mm.
No one else is doing this. Like, no one. Like, why would they? And
Yeah.
it's like, you got to put in the work. And like,
Here's my question. So that made sense because Christian and I wrestled together. that made sense when it was like, who else is in the gym? Who else is staying after practice? Because you were trying to beat hundreds of other kids, right?
Mm.
But why does that matter now? Like, who else is in the gym? Like, for you?
I mean, it's not necessarily about comparing myself to other people, like who else is doing it. It's more just like, if you're struggling with motivation and you want to feel good about yourself, like if you're like, oh my gosh, like I just worked a 8-hour day, I'm exhausted, like I feel like shit, like whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if you can just be like, okay, I know that most other people on the planet don't do this. I'm going to put myself into that category of people on the planet that does do this, and I'm going to feel good about that.
Okay. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah. You know, it's not about running other people down or anything.
Yeah. I know what you mean, though. That makes sense. Like just knowing that you are there working hard to improve yourself.
Yeah,
constantly.
and then that's how the gym becomes motivation for itself. You know what I mean? Like who else is gonna go do it? Like I'm gonna go do it. That's your motivation. Like it's fun.
I dig it.
Get it done.
Do you see that like process or habit transition into other parts in your life? Just like the dedication and hard work, making things easier, if that makes sense. Like
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I think like Chris said too, with wrestling, like you said, we wrestled together. Just the whole idea of just like comparing your life, like your day-to-day life, with what you choose to put yourself through in the gym or in the wrestling room or whatever it is, like that's something that just helps me a ton. Like I know, especially like with my job at work, it's like, dang, like this is a long day, like this sucks, like this is a really heavy thing, like do I have the energy for this? But then it's like, I know I'm gonna go work harder than this after. I know I worked harder than this yesterday. I know that I can work harder than this. Like prove to yourself that you work harder than it, you know?
Yeah.
That's so intense. And Christian and Chris, well, at least I know Christian for sure. Anytime we talk about wrestling, it's like just this higher thing. Like it's just this crazy, hard, intense sport. And like
GODMODE, God mode.
I've never I don't think until after meeting Christian and Chris, realizing how intense of a sport wrestling is and how much
oh yeah,
just like blood, sweat, and tears come out of that. Like literally, I mean, speaking of not giving up, kind of like what you were asking him if it relates in other things and how he brought up wrestling. You wrestled senior night with what? Like broken ribs? Or what was it?
Oh, it was his hip.
Broken.
Your hip,
yeah,
right?
I mean, my ribs were injured every year
Yeah,
of
they
wrestling,
were,
but yeah, it was. I had a cracked hip, and then a nerve got pinched in the crack in my hip, and then it healed around it, and all without my knowing. So, yeah.
It just shows how intense, because I remember watching this. One of the most inspirational things I've ever seen in high school. I kid you not.
Oh, yeah.
He was like down, and like I could hear him just screaming, but like he was
you're in
not
so much
giving
pain.
up.
Yeah.
He did not give up, and I was just like, tears coming from my face.
Because you're like, that man is.
I was like,
yeah.
And the thing is, even though, because I don't believe you won the match, but even though you didn't, I think everyone in the gymnasium knew you won the match. Like, that's incredible. I don't think I've ever seen someone push through that so much.
Yeah.
And like,
well, and then you still went to state, right?
Yeah.
You didn't place that year, did you?
No, I was one round away from the placing matches.
With an injured hip. Here's my question. What kind of a person doesn't realize that their hip is broken?
It's not person when you're speaking Christian. It's what animal.
What kind of a manly beast doesn't understand, like, realize that their hip is broken and just like keeps grinding with the broken hip and broken ribs? Like, you know what I mean?
That's just the mode, dude. You just get it done.
It's like that Kobe Bryant commercial. The same animal, but a different beast. He's talking to Kanye. I think that's you. Like, you hit it so spot on. Almost everything that Christian does, I think, astonishes people. They're like, how do you just keep pushing?
Well, even just barely, like when all of us are making excuses for him not to do things, and he's like, like with the hip thing, he's like, you just do it.
You just do it.
Yeah,
It's simple. He makes it
he got
simple,
that right at least.
And that's the thing, Christian. We were supposed to be shooting around like 7:30, I think, or 6:30, and Christian was like, "Yo, dude, I gotta go to the gym. I got."
Oh, you just get back?
Yeah,
I thought you were
coming
dressed to
straight
And
go.
so,
from
like,
the gym.
he
No, that's not my
literally-
normal attire.
No, I thought you were like gonna go. Like my bad.
No, straight from the gym.
Tanner's
Straight from work
dressed
to the
I'm
ready
dressed
to
to
go.
go
Here.
to the gym. Chris made that very.
I was just like,
apparent.
you wearing like tights and
I mean,
gym
it
shorts
is
and like a
about
jean
fitness.
jacket. Like,
I'm just trying to fit the mood for Christian. Make him
Only
think I'm
shit.
actually going to the gym after
Only-
this.
only
No, but you again with the whole like not stopping or like proving to himself that he can do it. There's this old coworker who I can't remember how it came up, but he said something about not being able to pick up a dryer. Was it a dryer by yourself?
Yeah.
And as soon as he said that, I was like, dude, Christian's going to try that until he dies. Like, he literally will try it. And, like, it was funny because we found, like, Christian and I were on a move, and we had found, like, this baby dryer. And, like, he picked it up, and I took a video, and he's like,
3
suck
feet
it.
tall.
And, like, I was
It
just like, he did
counts.
it. He did it. But no
dude,
excuses.
that reminds me of one time Christian and I went to Zion. And Christian,
jeez.
I don't know if you've seen this, Ben, but I took this video of Christian. He's he's wearing my zebra mask. He's hanging off of a cliff on the rail doing pull-ups, dangling off this
You
cliff.
guys weren't on Angel's Landing, right?
Well, it was Angel's Landing, yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, it was
gosh,
Angel's
dude.
and he was
Wrong
on the
with
chain.
And like it was the funniest thing, and he's just like going ham. He did like 10 pull-ups, bro, and I'm just like, and he could have done more. That's the thing, but like I'm just like, the trust he has for his muscles, like it's crazy. Like he just like this man, like these are the wildest things, and he's just like they're easy for him.
Yeah.
Well, it's because of all the work he's
Yeah,
put
I
in
mean,
before.
nothing's easy, bro. It's-
Yeah, I guess you're right.
It's all the hard work before.
You just make it look easy.
Right. It's funny because at the gym, when I do work out with Christian, which is very rarely because he puts me in a coma and I have to wait like a
That's
couple
not
months
true.
before
You
going.
kill it.
But people come up to you all the time and are asking you either for a spot or for advice if they're lifting or if they're doing this correct. Taking it back, how, like, when you were first starting, you were working out and everything, how did you learn that? Or, like, how was that?
Yeah. So, I mean, I've kind of been like obsessed with bodybuilding ever since before I knew I was obsessed with bodybuilding. Like I said, I started working out
I feel that.
when I was 10 years old, and it was because I was short, I was scrawny, and I was the glasses kid, and the only thing that I could change about that deadly combo was the scrawny part. So I just did what I knew how to
could
do.
just
I did some
Poke your eyes
push-ups.
out
I
and then you
did
wouldn't need
some.
glasses.
There you go.
Yep.
Did some push-ups, did some sit-ups, did some pull-ups, and I loved it. It was just super, super fun. So I did that for years. I did that just like I kept up and up and up and up in my numbers, and until probably about like 4 years into it, probably 3 or 4 years into it, I just came across like a bodybuilding documentary on Netflix, and I watched it, and it was just like, well, there it is.
What one
I've
was
been.
it?
Yeah, do you
It
remember?
was called Generation Iron.
I remember you telling me
It's
about
kinda-
this.
yeah.
I
like
remember
years
you,
ago.
like, loving this.
Oh yeah,
documentary.
I mean, so I mean, since then I've just I mean, all over my social media has just been guys that I see that I want to emulate what they look like. Or what they're doing, you know. I mean, a lot of times who I go to for advice is the pro bodybuilders, because they obviously their job is to put on muscle, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, over time, I just picked and chose what I liked and what I thought sounded good. And I mean, a lot of trial and error on my part. I mean, 12 years is a long time to try and fail at a lot of things.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, and that's the thing with fitness, really, and that's kind of what I would suggest everybody do is don't do exactly what somebody says. Don't do exactly what one person says. Everybody's body's different. Everybody's body responds differently to the same things. We have things all the time where like you really like a certain kind of lift, and I don't necessarily like it because I don't feel it as much, and vice versa. It's
Right.
That's just how it is, you know. So just pick and choose what you like. Pick and choose what works for you and what feels good. And that's just how you do it. That's and then put in years and years and years of doing that. What you find out works.
So was it like I mean, because you kind of had role models that affected that in ways such as like, I mean, would you say your wrestling coach was like a part of that? And
Oh, yeah,
like
for sure.
Working hard and not giving up.
For sure.
But when it comes to the gym, it was mostly just like trial and error, you would say, or like YouTube videos, those kind of things.
Yeah. I mean, like I watched a lot of YouTube videos and I mean, I just came up with a lot of stuff that I like myself. A lot of stuff. I mean, you kind of take the knowledge that you learn. You know that these kind of movements do these kinds of things, and then you just kind of build off of that. And I mean, just learn concepts really, because I mean, there's no secret lifts that do anything for you. It's all just basics.
Everyone's
just,
always looking for a quick.
Yeah, exactly. There's no big secret. The secret is do the basics for years and years and years and eat a whole bunch of food. It's really good for you.
You're telling me V-Shred's lying to me?
Yeah, probably.
So tying or adding on to that, what's your nutrition like? Like
Yeah, well, I mean,
Water,
it's
as you can tell.
with my job, like I said, I work for a moving company, so it is really hard to eat how I know I'm supposed to. I mean, a lot of times, like I said, I get to the gym late because I get off work late, so I'm trying to sleep as much as I can because I'm exhausted, so I don't always get what I need to in the mornings, and then I go all day without eating sometimes, and then so at the end of the day, I just make sure, and I know that that's a lot of people's schedules. I know that a lot of people do that, so just make sure that when you do eat, you're eating what's good for you. I mean, chicken and rice is my go-to every time. Chicken, rice, and spinach, chicken, rice, and green beans, chicken, rice, and asparagus. Like, that's just going to be the best thing for you. That's your carbs, that's your proteins, that's your green vegetables. That's, like, the biggest portion of my diet. And then eggs and potatoes is another same thing, protein, carbs. I always just throw in vegetables and fruits in my protein shakes. And, I mean, pretty just common sense, straightforward stuff that you would know is healthy for you. It really, people tend to overcomplicate it.
That's funny that you say that, because it's like, that's so true. Because a lot of people are like, how to lose weight and like stuff like that, and you're just like, diet and exercise. Like,
yeah, I mean,
eat
you do that long
vegetables.
enough.
Like,
Do that long enough, it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Kind of explain, because yesterday we were on the phone, and you had mentioned that you were like kind of switching up your diet for this challenge that you're doing. Do you want to explain kind of what the challenge is? And everything?
So the company's called Axe and Sledge. It's a really good supplement company. It's my favorite supplements, and it's where I get all my pre-workout from. Super high quality stuff, super good stuff. But
he's not even getting paid to say that.
no, not at all. Not at all.
If you do want to pay us,
Go ahead.
That's kind of cool, but
we'll split it between all four of us, right?
no. So yeah, they're doing that.
No.
So yeah, that company's just doing a transformation challenge. So it's an 8-week thing. Me and my roommates are doing it, there's a body composition challenge and then a most shredded challenge. So yeah, I mean, I'm just like pretty much everything I just mentioned: green beans, spinach, fruits, any other vegetables, really, chicken, rice, eggs, and potatoes. That's my meals. That's what I do.
dang, dude.
Is it? I think it's you who says it, and correct me if I'm wrong, but is it you that says 100% in the gym and 100% in the kitchen, not 50-50?
I mean, I didn't come up with that. That's a
Right,
pretty
but
popular
you
fitness
say
thing.
that.
But oh yeah, I
I remember
100%
when you
agree
told me
with
that once, and I was like, oh dang.
Yeah.
I was like, I remember I texted you. I was like, what percentage would you say? Like 80% kitchen, 20% gym? And you're like 100 on both. And I was like,
I mean, yeah, bro. That's another cool thing that just fascinates me about fitness is it works just as fast as you want it to. If you
get what you put
I mean,
Alright.
yeah, it really does. Like as much as you're gonna put into it, that's as much as you're gonna get out of it. If you know for 100% fact that you ate exactly how you should and you worked out to past the point of failure every single day, you are going to see incredibly quick results.
yeah.
Incredibly, and the reason people say it takes a long time, because it does. It takes time, for your body to adjust to things and to grow and to. I mean, another one of the things I really like to say is your body always does what it's used to. So I mean, people that are trying to lose weight get discouraged a lot of times because they'll lose some weight and then they'll kind of like fall off and binge out just a little bit, but then they'll gain a bunch back and they're like, what the hell? Like what's going on? Your body always is gonna do what it's used to. So be consistent.
That's hard, dude. You touched a little earlier on how like you were the glasses kid, scrawny, self-conscious. I know a lot of people, like, I don't want to like build you up to be this perfect person, because nobody's perfect, but like a lot of people look up to you in like the gym community and see you as this perfect guy, perfect body, everything. But has that ever really died down, if that makes sense?
Oh no, I'm still the short, scrawny glasses kid in my own
And you
mind.
shouldn't think of yourself
And
like that. But I'm not trying to like dig
like
deep into that.
jabbing at
yeah.
No.
So how's your
I get what you're
self-confidence
saying.
and self-image? Tell us.
I get what you're saying. But yeah, I mean like that, and that's another way that it stays motivating, you know.
Yeah.
But
Just is
Yeah.
what it is.
It's kind
Yeah.
of like that Matthew McConaughey thing where he always is like, who do you look up to? And then he's like, me in 5 years, and me in 10 years, 20 years. And like, he's just like, I'm always the person I'm looking up to, because I always want to be that better and better every year.
So where do you
Yeah.
want to be in 5 years, Christian?
I mean, that's a big question, right?
Wait,
I mean,
For a
honestly,
big dude.
yeah, for real.
honestly, I would love to have my own apparel line, my own gym clothes line, essentially, but like kind of more lifestyle, just geared towards like getting shit done type people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you'd be
You know?
surprised with how many people would support you in that, because I'm sure all three of us would buy your clothes.
Oh, yeah.
You probably have at least 200 people that would.
Yeah,
Help
I
you
mean that.
start,
Yeah,
but-
that's the dream. I mean
So like
That's-
opening up your own gym, would you have trainers there under you, like that you would have, people could hire under you, or like
yeah.
would
I
you
mean,
do the training?
sure. I mean, I'd like to do it all. Like I would love to open a gym. I would love to have that. I would look at that as more of a passion project almost. It seems kind of like gyms are kind of hard to have that be like your main source of income. It's just
Yeah.
super high, competition everywhere. But I mean, you can do anything you set your mind to, obviously,
Yeah.
So I would love to do that. I would love to give people the opportunity to train at the gym, like to train other people. If that's what their dream and goal is to train people, then I'd love to give other people that opportunity and help them change other people's lives.
Yeah. We had Duncan on earlier, and before the podcast we were kind of driving, and he's like, thinking of things that he wanted to talk about on the podcast, or just like have ideas ready. And I don't think he mentioned it in the podcast, but he had talked about how it's crazy because he was like, dude, I don't think anyone in the world wants to be like in bad shape or to like not have muscle. And I was like, I don't think I've ever really thought about that, because I was like,
Like, yeah, like
I
who
guess
wants to be
no
in bad
one-
shape? Yeah.
like no one wants to be in bad shape. They just don't want to do the work that's going to put
Yeah,
them
it's all
in
about
the right.
choices.
And he's like, dude, if you were to ask anyone if they could have their dream body in like a snap of a finger, they'd say yes, because they don't have to put forth the effort or the work. But like, it just blows my mind that that's the thing that you love. That's
Oh, yeah.
that's
the fun part.
The part for you, like the high for you of just being able to know that you're gonna work harder than you did yesterday. And I think that's super cool, because not a lot of people have that energy or that mindset of doing that. And then I know there's been times where I've gone to the gym and you say, dude, who's doing this? But then not only do you say that, but you look at me and you say, this sucks, but we're doing it. Like, that's the part. Like, no
Yeah.
one wants to do it because it sucks.
Yeah,
But
right?
like, you just have to put a smile on and lift the dang weight.
Yeah.
Like, that's it.
Be happy to do it. Be proud that you're there. That's why, I mean, honestly, my very favorite days to go to the gym are at the end of a 10-hour shift, at the end of a 15-hour day, where it's just like
You
you
wild
are
for that.
beat to hell. And it's just like,
Oh.
I'm going to keep going. I'm going to
keep
get shit done today. You know what I mean?
I find that
Let me-
intense.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this too. So man, I don't remember exactly the quote, but it was like, there's a difference between being motivated and like being inspired or something
Driven, I
like that.
think,
Like
probably.
driven. So like, when you're in 5th grade and you look in the mirror and you're skinny and you have glasses and you're short, that motivated you I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, that motivated you to
Right.
start lifting.
For sure.
But what keeps you going when you are in the gym? Because like this happened to me yesterday, and I know why I keep going, right? But I'm like, literally yesterday I felt like I was gonna throw up. I think I was dehydrated, and I just like I was at the gym, and I'm like 2 lifts in, and I still have like 6 more, and I'm like, dude, I don't even want to be here. But I finished the workout strong, right? So what keeps you driven? And like, because I love having deep conversations with you, because I know you're like love deep conversations, but like,
yeah.
what keeps you going on the days when it's like the second you get to the gym, you're like, I don't want to be
You're
here?
already
Yeah.
done.
Oh, there are for sure those days. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm talking about loving the suck, but
Yeah.
there are definitely days where I'm just like, man, I don't want to be here. And I mean, it can be anything. It can be various different things. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of times it's like, well, I've done it every day for 10 years, 12 years, 11 years, whatever, however long it's been. It's like, is today really gonna be the day that I choose not to? Today, like, because I worked long, because it was a little bit longer at work, because I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, like because my knee hurts a little bit, like, is this really going to be the day, the one day in the last 12 years that I chose not to go? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, like, it's that same concept like I was talking about in the beginning too. I mean, just enjoying the suck, like embracing it. Like Tanner said, like, yeah, stopping and thinking about it. Like, you're in there, and it's I know how easy it is to just get in the mental cycle of just like, oh, this sucks, and then you start going through the motions, and then you might as well not even be there if you're not gonna be pushing yourself. If you're just going through the motions, you might as well not even be doing it. You know what I mean?
Dang,
So yeah, stop, look back, look at yourself in the mirror, do whatever you got to do, and just be like, yeah, this sucks, and I am here doing it. So that's pretty cool. Hang your hat on that. Like, be proud of it. Put a smile on. Do it. You know, do it to the best of your ability because you're already there. You know.
Dude.
So then what would be your advice to the 10-year-old listening to this that needs motivation, right? Or like, what would you say to yourself 13 years ago?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You said 12 years.
Yeah, it's been 12
You're
years
22.
now.
Dang,
Yeah,
yeah.
22.
For some reason I was
Yeah, it's pretty easy math. Started at 10 years old, so I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was thinking you was 23, my bad, but then on my way you said 12, so 22. Anyway, so like, what would you say to the person who wants to start out bodybuilding, when the person who is obsessed with bodybuilding before they know they're obsessed with bodybuilding?
I mean, another one of my favorite fitness sayings is, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. You know, fitness, bodybuilding especially, is a marathon. Like, and I mean, if you're struggling to find motivation today, that would be the first day under your belt on your way to where you want to go. If you're looking at that perfect physique, if you're looking like you want to look like somebody, or if you think that guy has really good abs or really big back or really big legs or chest or whatever, like, they didn't miss the leg day. They didn't miss the chest day. That was today. You know what I mean? Like, start today and don't miss. That's it. It's exponential. It grows more and more. The more you do it, the stronger you get. The stronger you get, the more you can lift. The more you can lift, the stronger you get. It's exponential. You know?
Wait, say that again?
He was like
The-
rapping.
I don't know if I
No.
can.
Going quicker than
strong-
you do.
I know, right? The stronger you what do you say? The more you lift,
The more you lift, the stronger you get. The stronger you get, the more you lift.
Yo.
You're
That's
gonna
like
hear that in one of his
He's
songs.
No, like,
entering,
that's profound. Yo, I'm
entered,
straight up.
like, this new
I'm gonna steal
realm.
that, put it in a lyric, shout you out, give you writer's credit,
Right.
send you those royalties.
So you don't take rest days ever?
I mean, I do. I've that's one of the things that I've had to learn. That's one of the trial and errors, because I mean, for about 10 years I didn't.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something that over the last couple of years I figured out, like, okay, you know what, if you are pushing yourself hard enough and you really do get to the point where you're past exhaustion, you're past the point of being done, then you do need to rest. But most people feel the burn a little bit and think that that's exhaustion. Most people feel it a little bit and think, oh, I don't want to overtrain. Most people are a little bit sore the next day, and then it's like, oh, okay, you know what, like, I need a rest day. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
unless
Wait, man,
you
that's
are...
funny. You say most people. I'm pretty sure that's me, Ben.
Oh, 100%. Every time I go to
Yeah.
the gym, and I'm on the supine and I'm going, I drop it. I'm like, oh, I literally get up. Boy puts his hand on my chest and throws me down. He's like, dude, you're not done. Like, you got
I can see it. I can see it.
And I'm like, holy crap. It's to the point where, like I said, no excuses are good for Christian. Like, ever. I'm puking. I literally have done a leg day with Christian. Went to the bathroom, puked, come back, wiping sweat off my face. And he's like, it's your turn. Like,
you're like, it's huh?
I'm
It's
like,
what?
I'm still like swallowing some of it. I'm like, oh.
You're like wiping puke off your lips.
And he's like giving me like the knee straps and everything. I'm just
like, okay.
No excuse will ever be good enough.
See, and now look at this, Tanner. And now look at this. When you do other shitty things in your life, do you not look back to that time that you went and puked your ass off in the bathroom, and then you came back and finished the workout? You puked when we were halfway through, and you came back and finished the other
Don't
half.
tell him that. Don't tell him that.
No, dude, you should be proud of that. That's what you're hanging your hat on, dude. You came back after that, and you finished that workout we were halfway done with. Like, that's cool, dude. Most people don't do that. That's something that should be self-motivating for you.
You accepted that weakness.
Yeah.
And
you know
pushed
what I
past
mean?
it.
Yeah.
And that's the
And
thing.
now it's not a weakness, dude. Now
Yeah.
you tough as shit.
Yeah.
I'll have like, it'll be Christian, me, and one of our other work buddies, and we'll be going to the gym, or just someone else, and they'll always be like, dude, we should run. And I'll be like, he'll catch up. Like, that's
You're like, but it's leg day and we haven't gone yet, and you're like, I know.
Yeah, that's insane, dude.
So that reminds me of there will be times when, like, because I've been to the gym with you like twice in the past year and a half.
Yeah.
But when I would go with you right after, like during high school, after high school, whatever, there'd be times where like you'd have on like 400 pounds, right? Like, say it was like bench, and you'd be like, all right, we're doing like 10 reps or whatever. And you'd do like 8, and then you'd be like 9, and you like barely get up 10. You'd be like, yeah, and you like rack it. And then it's like the last set, and you're like, how many you want me to do? And I'm all like, I'm like just screwing with you. I'm like, do 18. And you're like, all right. And then you do 20. And I'm like, I literally just watched him barely do 10.
Yeah,
So
I've
like
seen that.
in my head, like this is literally like you'd have to watch it, because it literally, like, I don't comprehend how he does it. So explain how you do that, because you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
where
oh,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
you just barely did
You know
10.
what I'm talking
Like you just
about.
barely did 10, barely got it. Like there's no way you could do 11, and then the next time you do twice as much. How do you do that? How do you get your mind to do that?
That's actually, I'm glad you asked that, because that's something that I was thinking a concept I was thinking I wanted to talk about that I was forgetting. Another one of my I keep saying all these sayings and like, this is just how I talk to myself in my head. This is how I think
though.
about, yeah. But like, you can do whatever you demand of yourself. And there's a difference between whatever you like want to do, and like there's a difference between, yeah, you can do whatever you want to do, but like, that's giving yourself an out. Anytime that you put the word try in a sentence, even in your own brain, that's giving yourself an out to where like, oh, I completed my goal because I tried, even if I didn't do it. So you
put on blast a lot of people with that
of yourself. You demand that shit of yourself. Like, and that's what it is, dude. Like, I know damn well that my chest is gone. It's donezo when I'm sitting down for that second to last set. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get whatever somebody else tells me. You pick my number and I'm going to get it, because I demand it of myself.
Your
I go to the gym with
mind?
this kid.
Your mind is so much stronger than like, I'm not gonna like generalize, but like a lot of people I've ever met, like most people I've ever met, I've never met anybody with such a strong mindset or will
Oh yeah.
as you.
Definitely
when
one
it
of
comes
the
to that.
hardest workers.
I'm sure, like, you know, like I like with music too, like I'll work just as hard, like I literally left my house at 8:30 this morning, and then I mean, sure, you guys woke up earlier too, but like I've just been go all day today, and I'll probably not get home until 11 o'clock tonight, and then I'll go make beats and write songs until 1 or 2 in the morning to wake up at 7:30 and then go back to work. So it's like, that's how like I do it, but like I just like I've never seen someone like you do what you do. So it's like I know, like, yeah, I do work hard. I know Tanner works hard, and I know Ben works hard, and I know plenty of people work hard. Like a lot of people work hard. Hard work is like common, you know, but it's like, how do like you just go a step above, like 20 steps above,
Breaking
like,
the boundaries.
Yeah.
And that's something that I think it's David Goggins talks about, and I know a lot of people know him and get motivation and inspiration from him, but he talks about callousing your mind. And I mean, that's really what it is. That's what I'm talking about here. Like when you went and you puked your guts out and then you came back and finished it, that's callousing your mind. Now you're mentally tougher and you're calloused. You know what I mean? Like I got calluses all over my hands and they're freaking like, they're nuts. You know what I mean? Like I pick shit up all day and like my hands never tear. Like that's what it is. It's doing that to your brain. Like it really is. Like you have to get used to being in pain and being uncomfortable. Like pain is not a bad thing. People are afraid of pain. Like people are like, oh, I can't do this because it's like it's hurting my calluses, like it's hurting my hands. And I'm like, okay, then here's a little trick I like to do. Focus on the pain in the skin in your hands. That way you can do more rows with your back. Your back is gonna hurt less if your hands hurt more. You know what I mean? Like pain is not a bad thing. It's a tool to callous your mind.
Ben's like, I'm never gonna work out with you.
Yeah.
It's like, good thing I quit my gym, my membership of Performance.
Yeah, it's like, forget that. Dang.
That's a concept I've literally never heard of. I like,
Get 'em.
but you say that now and it's like, that's crazy because you're right, because I feel like a lot of like I've had the same thought and I'm like, all right, at this point in my life, like I can just kind of like just do what I want and like coast, and like I don't want to have to go through like hard times in my life where it's like, but then like I just realized recently and just listen now, it's like those times are necessary.
Oh yeah.
And they're not gonna stop.
Oh yeah. That's that's for sure. That's the whole concept of my whole tattoo piece I got right here. It's a dagger stabbing into a heart, and it's the heart shattering down at the bottom, and then there's beams of light coming out of that. And that's like, I mean, you get stabbed through the heart. That seems like a pretty shitty deal, right? Like
Yeah.
that sucks, that hurts, that's painful. But the beams of light come out only after that. You can only the quote that inspired that tattoo is, light can only shine through broken vessels. You know what I mean? Like you gotta get busted up a little bit to really get your full potential. Like that's honestly how it is. You can't. I mean, nobody's perfect for a reason. You're perfect. You're not perfect so that you can keep growing and trying to make yourself better and keep making the mistakes.
As we all just, knowledge.
You wild, bro.
As all three of us are just sitting here and just like in shock. That's so
You
insane.
need a freaking pulpit over there.
I know, holy cow. Preach.
Yeah, we just fangirled over you for the past 40 minutes.
Preach.
Preach. Preach.
Here's an even harder question, probably.
Oh, great. Here we go.
Am I your best friend or is Chris?
Oh my God.
Because
I think the answer is Bailey.
no, not including Bailey. Because like obviously she wins. She got married to him. We didn't.
That is true.
Not that you know of.
Answer
Christian's
the
like, I
question.
don't even
know
Put
know
him on
either.
about
the
this.
hot spot. Put him on the hot spot. I was his best man. Suck it, Chris.
You know what? I
I
gotta
was on my
say,
mission.
my best friend is
Ben.
my dog Joey.
Oh,
I respect
dude,
that.
these guys and their dogs.
Yeah, right. You always give me crap for saying Harley's my best friend.
What are you, a cat?
No, you never
person?
say that Harley's your
don't.
best friend. You always just tell me how much you love
I'm
him.
not an
Yeah, I
animal-
guess you're
I
right.
see.
Not an animal person. I don't like animals. That's why I'm never going to the gym with you. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's because you're scared.
That's true.
Anyways, Chris, I think had a couple questions for Christian, and I think that's how we'll wrap this episode up.
Alrighty.
All right. So, man, I try to come up with these, but then sometimes I read them and I'm like, oh, that's kind of dumb. But okay, would you rather be unable to move your body every time it rains? So like when it rains, you can't move, or be able to not stop moving while the sun is out?
Dude, I basically already don't stop moving while the sun is out.
Dang, you. That's the crazy thing
that's
about you
facts.
is you got that so quick. Like some people will be like thinking about like, gee, I don't know, but it's like when the sun's out, like you up anyway.
It's true. Long as going, bro. That's my answer. Final
That's
answer.
not-
But here's the thing: what if you want to sleep in and it's like summertime and the sun comes up at 5 and you went to and like the sun went down at like
Getting more
10:30?
shit done in my day, bro.
You literally can't stop moving. Interesting. Okay. Would you rather always have to speak your thoughts or never be able to speak your mind when you have like something you want to say?
Oof.
Like anytime, like literally you see somebody at the gym and like you have something like, wow, like, or like so you see somebody and you're like, wow, they're ugly. You have to go up and say like, hey, I think you're ugly or something like that. Or when somebody's like trying to do something, you know you're gonna get screwed over. Like you can't say anything.
Damn. That's a tough one. I feel like I see a lot of potential hazards with either one of those.
Could be
Am I
bad.
the only one answering these? Tanner, you take that one.
I mean, I feel like you could beat anyone up, so it's like you piss someone
I
off.
was going to say, I'm getting a lot of fights one of those ways.
Hey, I think your girlfriend's really attractive. They're like, what?
I do not think I would do my thoughts. I think it'd have to be my mind, because my thoughts should just never.
You know what? That is true. I can say from being like as close to you as I have for as long as I have. That is
those thoughts should stay there,
yeah,
locked deep
Something
down.
should just stay in that big beautiful brown head of yours.
Oh man, is that?
I got one more. I think it's pretty
Okay.
good. So, would you rather make animal sounds constantly while you're sleeping? Like when you're asleep, it's like you're sleep talking, but you're making animal sounds. So that's like if you fall asleep in the car with like some friends, or like you on an airplane, you just like constantly making like giraffe sounds and stuff like that. Or have to
What does a
scream.
giraffe
I know. I
sound
don't
like?
even know what a giraffe sounds like.
Neither do I. Or would you rather have to scream for 5 seconds every 10 minutes that you're awake at the top of your lungs?
Dude, I don't even know how to begin to unpack that.
Because it's
I
like,
think-
say you go into bed, you go to sleep.
Can I pick the animal?
No, like animal sounds, like multiple
Different
Just
animal
different
sounds.
every time.
like you
I
barking
mean-
like a cat, meowing like a cat, barking
Barking
like a dog,
Nice.
barking like a dog, meowing like a cat.
Yeah, I'm going with animal sounds. I can see some fun happening with that.
Bailey might hate you, but like,
I mean, another thing why my wife is an angel. I already sleep fight as it is. I punch and kick and thrash all
you
around.
really?
I really do. I don't know. Like, I can't
He
tell you how
doesn't
many
stop
times
working in
I've
his
woken
sleep
myself
either.
up by just molly-whopping my dresser right next to my bed. I'm not even
You like
kidding.
sleep, walk, and beat? You
No,
sleep,
not
and fight?
walk. Not walk.
Oh, is your
I got-
dresser by your?
Yeah. It's just like my dress is like my nightstand. Like,
Oh, I see.
literally just bah. Like I'm intending to punch something. But
What psychologically
dead
do you
asleep.
think causes that?
spasms in his arms.
Something, dude.
For the
I
muscles.
don't know what it is, but my wife's a trooper. I'll tell you.
I have one for you. Would you rather only ever be able to work out arms, or only ever be able to work out chest?
Chest,
Why?
because chest is a lot more fun to me than arms. I don't really like arms, but you're hitting a lot of triceps while you're hitting chest too. So like, it's kind of a twofer, you know.
All right. Would you rather never be able to work out your back, or never be able to work out your chest? And here's the thing. If you never work out your back, like your chest, because like then you'd be uneven.
Yeah.
Either way.
I love my back days, dude. I'm never working out my chest again if that's what it takes.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
Dude, your back's so much. Yeah, your
I
back's so
just-
much of a bigger muscle. It's like your back is the legs of the upper body, dude.
You're gonna be like this everywhere you go. Like, swollen back, your chest
Exactly.
is like flat.
Nothing.
Yeah, Chris and I were trying to come up with a couple last night of these questions, and I can't remember what we said. We said something.
We were talking about like
legs.
upper body or legs, and we're like, Christian's gonna choose legs.
Yeah, we were like,
Yeah,
dude,
legs.
Christian swears by legs, so like,
Legs all every day.
but dude, Christian, thank you so much for.
Yeah, thanks,
Yeah,
man.
go ahead.
I told Tanner I was gonna ask you this. I asked Duncan this too, but
Oh yes.
in
yes,
the
go ahead.
fitness world, this is gonna kick off everything. In the fitness world, and like opening your own gym, starting your own clothing line, everything that you want to do, why are you so special? What makes you different and sets you apart from every other 22-year-old that has the same aspirations?
Well, I think that, I mean,
We
I
just
don't know how
talked
to
about
answer
it.
this without sounding like I'm tooting my own horn.
No, bro, because
No,
here's
no.
the thing, you
But
gotta have
like-
confidence in yourself. So it's
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
understand.
I think that time under the bar speaks for itself. And I mean, I don't know many 22-year-olds that have been at it for 12 years. And I mean, yeah, like I think time and experience speak for themselves.
Yeah, I think the dedication, the hard work.
So are you saying you say Chris, just look at me?
No,
The question's
not
already
what I'm
answered.
saying.
No, just rewatch this podcast and then that'll answer.
Yeah, I guess you're kind of right. So anyway, if you see Christian starting a clothing line, opening his gym, ruling the world in 5 years, you'll know. You saw it here.
Yeah,
here
Christian
first.
actually also has an Instagram page, so go follow that. You can plug.
Yeah,
your-
it's _Christian_case_, both of the C's are capitalized in both Christian and case.
yeah. So go follow him, and if
Yeah,
you're not
that's
in the gym,
Instagram.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to the gym. Go work out. Do something. Doesn't have to go to the gym. Do pull-ups, do sit-ups, do crunches, do push-ups, whatever it is.
And
Something's
thanks
always better than
again
nothing.
for Audio Mover. If you guys need your tapes digitized, go to them.
Is it digitized or digitalized?
I don't know. Anyways, that was the episode. Peace.